Think of a modern company as a massive, glowing digital castle. Every single day, these networks face constant, invisible attacks, trying to break through. Defending these digital castles requires specialized teams. But if you look at job boards today, the technical jargon can make the roles feel impossible to understand. First are the guards, called SOC analysts. They monitor system alerts and trigger responses. Second are the friendly thieves, penetration testers. Companies hire them to attack their own walls and find weak spots before real attackers do. By 2026, there will be over 50 million job openings, but a single role can attract thousands of applications in days. Because threats like automated AI attacks are becoming more common, companies are no longer hiring people based on theoretical understanding. Getting that first job comes down to choosing one specific path, defense or offense, and building the practical skills to actually perform the role. Before you can protect a digital structure or find its flaws, you have to understand exactly how it was built in the first place. This diagram shows how basic computer networking functions. Every device needs a unique digital label to find others, and a system that acts like a digital phone book to turn human names into computer numbers. These rules allow computers to communicate. Once those messages arrive at a computer, they are processed by an operating system. Most professional security tools run on a system called Linux. It is the fundamental control center you'll use to manage the network. Once you understand those basics, you move into a safe, controlled environment. Think of it like a flight simulator. You're dealing with real-world scenarios, but without the risk of actually breaking a company's systems. There are websites built for this, like Try Hack Me and Hack the Box. They give you sandboxes where you can legally practice stopping a simulated attack or hunting for security flaws. Solving these puzzles builds the exact technical muscles you need for the job. A multiple-choice test can't prove you know how to handle a system breach, but navigating these simulations can. When you start applying for jobs, you'll be competing with thousands of other people. Automated HR software is designed to filter out resumes that only list classroom learning. Many people spend months collecting basic certificates, but a certificate only proves you sat through a class. Compare a stack of those generic papers to a single, highly detailed technical report that shows exactly how you found and fixed a security flaw. To stand out, you need a public portfolio. This is a digital collection of the specific exercises and projects you completed during your practice. You can host this on platforms like GitHub or LinkedIn. You'll want to include write-ups explaining how you handled a mock incident, any automation scripts you wrote to make your work faster, and detailed reports of your findings. A portfolio like this proves your value to a hiring manager. It shows that you aren't just someone who studied security, but someone who can actually do the work. Notice this massive bottleneck. This happens when you use Easy Apply. You stand in a virtual line with thousands of others, waiting for a machine. But there is a different path, a referral. Connecting with real people lets you bypass these automated gates entirely. To do this, find security professionals on LinkedIn, send a polite note, share a project link, and ask for advice or an internal referral. Statistics show that a professional referral dramatically increases the chances of a real human being actually reviewing your work. In a crowded market, the ability to build these professional connections is just as important as your technical skill. This timeline shows what a realistic path looks like. Progressing from an absolute beginner to landing your first role typically requires 6 to 12 months of consistent daily practice. Around month 4, the concepts get much deeper and more complex. This is the exact point where the initial excitement often fades and the real work of problem-solving begins. You don't need an expensive degree to start. You just need to choose whether you want to focus on defense or offense and begin learning the fundamentals. Organizations need people who can solve problems. Committing to learning the basics of how computers communicate is your first step toward becoming a digital defender.